Last season was our second at Atletico Madrid. We finished in third place in La Liga, knocked out the Champions League by Inter Milan, but we did win the Copa del Rey. And that means we add another trophy to our trophy cabinet at Glory Hunter, which takes us to 3 trophies in 4 seasons. However, the Juventus job just came up. And given that our team was aging slightly and we were 27 points behind Real Madrid with not a lot of transfer budget, we really considered it. They finished in 5th place, which actually made me think Europa League run as well, which made it even more attractive. And they have an insane squad and brought in some amazing players like Thomas Lemar, Maxi Gomez, and channel favourite Scalvini. But Vlahovic is the player that excites me the most. He is incredible in this game. And all of that is enough to convince me to apply for the job. Former manager Pep Guardiola wasn't sacked, by the way. He simply joined Chelsea, who only had a caretaker boss in charge. Remember, I only had £20 million to upgrade this squad, so God only knows how much Madrid have. So suggesting we are in for players like Michael Elise is very unlikely. Looking at the bookies, Marcelinho is the current favourite for the role, and he is in fact also employed as the England manager after losing his job with Spain. Unfortunately though, we taste rejection again. So back to the drawing board. But when I go to making a sign-in, the offer is blocked. Apparently I need to sign younger players. But with what money? So seeing as I think we need a right back, I find Estevez, who in the age category the board are asking for, and eventually we have a bid accepted for him. A contract was offered and hopefully we can get this deal done. But wait, hold on. Mbappe as a free agent. There is no way, surely. Well, he wants a lot of money, but if we do move the budgets around, it's actually possible. And of course, our offer attracts even more interest. It also means we are going to delay the transfer of Estevez simply because we won't afford both. And come on, it's killing Mbappe. And then not only does Mbappe choose Manchester United over us, the right back we are going to sell rejected his move. So I also cancel the move for Estevez. I just don't see how we're going to improve and kick on and win the La Liga. I just can't see it happening with no money. My next target is Basir Omaragic, very talented Swiss centre-back that hopefully is young enough for the board being 23 and we don't have to spend too much money on. Spurs came back asking for more money and I'm not really willing to go over £20 million because I'm hoping to build up some funds for another transfer and I need all the money I can get. Spurs reject the offer and I think it's time to walk away. That target I mentioned earlier is Swedish wonderkid Rooney Bargi. He's still at Copenhagen and is very cheap and fills out our options up top, which we are quite light on. And while we are spending pennies, Real Madrid are making moves to extend the gap even further from us. Oh, by the way, Brendan Rodgers got the Juve job, which means we could go to Leicester. You may laugh, but they did finish 3rd last season. They actually have an unreal team too. They've kept all of their decent players, developed them into stars, and even added players like Damsgaard, Andre Silva, and Donyell Marlin. It's so tempting, but what would you do? Let me know in the comments. So while I contemplate what to actually do, I want to ask you to join my fantasy league. It's got over 180 people in it right now and loads of people are having fun on SPITCH. It is free to play. You do have to be from the UK, Austria or Germany, but it's free and you got a chance to win some money. I believe it's got the best points for a fantasy footballing app. You can get points for passes, tackles, crosses. It's so much better than just relying on people to score a goal or an assist a goal. Given the fact that you can actually win money, you do have to be 18 years of age or over, and you do have to provide an identification to verify your account, but it's very easy to sign up. So many of you have done so already and help support the channel, and there's also a new season mode, which means if you take part across the whole season, your top 5 lineups get put into one thing and you could be in with a chance of winning a £50,000 jackpot. That's if you put £5 in. If you don't, it's a lot smaller jackpot, but it's free to play and you can win some money. But the best thing I think about SPITCH is the unlimited transfers. I mention it time and time again, but I did terribly in week 1. My team was awful, and I'm like 150th. So now I get a full chance at fielding a brand new 11, correcting my mistakes, and trying to catch up to Dad, who's in the top 10. So you can join. There's 2 links at the top of the description. The top one joins up for SPITCH and registers your account, and the second one is where you can find the community league. Do the first one first, the second one second. You're in the league. Have some fun with SPITCH. Thank you very much. Bit of positivity as Rooney Bargi joins us, a quality player who will really help us in the attacking sense. And I've decided to pass on Leicester. I like them. They have a great team, probably backed with more money than we are, but I fear the reputation I have will be affected if I keep moving. And in all honesty, probably not good enough to win the Premier League for a few seasons. And I just can't wait for them to now knock us out of the Champions League, probably. I also promote Academy forward Samu Mora up to the first team as he looks rather special and far better than some of the players we have already, in all honesty. I also tweaked the tactic and made a 4-2-3-1, which I'm hoping brings us more success in the league, where we struggle to score and draw. The Leon job also become available, simply because the former manager Pochettino took the Leicester job. He's also had the Monaco job too before Lyon. It's our first game of the season against Espanyol with only one transfer all summer. And we start that only transfer Rooney on the right hand side to see what he can bring us. And things started incredibly well when Koke gave us the lead with a great strike 4 minutes in. Our two centre backs were on fire today because Llorente also hit a rocket in from range. Beto tried joining this elite group in the second half, but his shot cannoned off the post and new man Rudy Baju was there to tap in the rebound, 3-0. The next game is against Elche, and I've just noticed a 10:15 kickoff at night. Is that normal and local time? Anyway, we won the game 1-0. Champions League draw time, and out of all the groups I can see, Group C and E is the best options for us, and C is the group we get. I instantly got excited, but then it popped into my head. Maybe a difficult group would mean that we finish third and stand a better chance of winning a trophy in the Europa League. But anyway, Celtic finished off our group. Deadline day, and I kept £17 million just in case I can pick up some value on deadline day itself, seeing as none of our players are attracting any interest other than Mafio, who refuses every club that comes in for him. Nope, window closes and I'm annoyed. We were given nothing to improve the squad, but Madrid just chucked £50 million on a bench player. Our first Champions League game, we had great control from the first 10 minutes of the game against Celtic, and by the 12th minute, Carrasco was scoring our third goal of the game. Our La Liga form, however, wasn't quite as good. We dropped points 2 games in a row, and we then followed on a loss to Valencia at home with a draw to Celta Vigo. And then we followed that with a 7-0 away win to Villarreal somehow, which sees us in third place, 3 points behind the top 2. Beto started October in incredible form with back-to-back hat-tricks, first one in the Champions League against Lyon, and then this one in the league against Mallorca, capped off with 2 very late goals. But a bad result against Chelsea, and then getting spanked by Lewandowski for 4 goals. And the second half of the month is not as great as the first. First Madrid derby, and Carrasco scored a beautiful free kick. I couldn't believe what I was seeing when Angel Correa doubled the lead. But it's Real Madrid, and in the 85th minute, youngster Matanovic scored 1. A minute later, Vinicius Jr. got himself an equaliser, and I cannot catch a break. Thankfully, the rest of the month went well and we remained unbeaten, including 2-0 against Chelsea. And jobs were starting to show up. And even Mancini is insecure in the Inter Milan role. Somehow we lost away to Celtic in our last game of the Champions League, which actually cost us top spot in our group. But that was the only bad result of the month, and we won all 3 of our league games, including a 3-1 win to Osasuna where Matthias Cunha scored worldies after worldies and picking up a hat-trick, so things aren't all that bad. And yet with all of these wins, we are still 8 points behind Barcelona. We finally sold Carrera for nearly £20 million, giving us some budget to play around with. And we even won the Super Coppa too. I guess it all adds to the reputation. And with the money from Carrera, I wanted to bring in a longer replacement at centre-back with both of ours in their 30s, and that's where Maxence Lacroix comes in. After a bit of negotiation, we do a deal with a lot of installments. Yes, but I really need better players to compete, so it's kind of necessary. But of course, Liverpool also make an offer as well. And of course, he goes to Liverpool. And this feels awfully familiar as a Manchester United fan. All in all, January was actually a good month for us on the pitch, with only 3 points dropped in an away tie to Real Betis. On deadline day, we finally brought a player in. Yes, it's underwhelming, isn't it? I keep checking the job centre, don't you worry. We trail Barcelona by 7 points and we've got Lazio in the Champions League. I'm also thinking we try hard for the Copa del Rey. I know we've won it already, but I think if we win it, then it adds to our reputation, another trophy that we can put on our football manager CV to help us get other jobs. And we put ourselves into the semi-final when we defeated Osasuna 4-0. Pretty simple stuff, and we are looking much stronger in this 4-2-3-1 tactic after Christmas. It's just Barcelona who are playing hard to catch. Speaking of Barcelona, that's who we drew in the next round, and we held them to a 3-3 draw in the first leg. And this is where the new jobs began to appear. Lazio intrigued me, but they basically have not improved their team, or even changed it. And in 5 seasons, that screams lack of money. And we've just beaten them 2-0 in the Champions League. Just an annoying loss to Almeria to dampen our February. Second leg time, winner to face Real Madrid, probably. Jimenez was suspended, so Pavlovic starts alongside Coates. And this is where things got really weird. Barcelona played their strongest team. They got Lewandowski, Pedri, De Jong, Fati, Rodri, among many other names. And we destroyed them, scoring 4 goals. Yes, they had 6 shots on target themselves, but Oblak with an 8.7 saved them all. And we head into the final in style, 4-0 winners. But then I came across this. The Manchester United job became available again. And I can't ignore that job twice, especially with the situation we were in at Atletico, so I decided to apply, declare interest, and I talked some bollocks to the press about how I'd love to be another Jurgen Klopp. I mean, I would be perfect for the job, especially because, as you can see, I'm a complete bottler. Losing to Lazio in the 96th minute. But it's time to stick a tie on because Manchester United have approached me for an interview. After some questions about myself and my very short career so far, I just told them all the things that I think they wanted to hear. Supporting this team all my life has been some advantages in that regard. Let me be your puppet. And then I was asked the dreaded question, would you be happy to work with our director of football? And please understand that I am currently recording this on the day that Manchester United have bid for Arnautovic and Rabiot in real life. But I just said yes, and I carried on with the interview, telling them that I can start immediately if they needed. Good news, I think. They approached us then for the backroom staff changes. Now, as an opportunity like this in real life, I would be booting every member of the board as possible, as well as Darren Fletcher, as I genuinely don't see what he does at Manchester United or the qualifications that he has to deserve that role. And then I bring in a brand new recruitment team who knew more players than the ones that they've just heard names of on Sky Sports. Anyway, after all of that, all I requested was to bring in some coaches that I had at Atletico, and I stayed within the budget. And the news we've been waiting for, Manchester United approach Omega Luke. A 2-year contract on £80,000 a week. An absolute dream job for me. Well, actually, the dream job would be head of recruitment at Manchester United, but still, this comes pretty close. And just like that, Manchester United hire Omega Luke. This squad, by the way, that has been built is absolutely incredible. Because do you remember in this episode who rejected us? It was Kylian Mbappe.